I managed to split a Venri just going for that altissimo now. That's not a good sign for the Venri. Hi there, welcome along to today's vlog. Today we have the Selmer Signature Alto Saxophone in for a review. This is the next step up from the Series 2, or next step up development of the Series 2 might be a better way to describe it. I've had this in my studio now for about a week. I've barely had time to play it. It's been one of those weeks, well, one of those sort of couple of weeks. You may spot at certain points in today's vlog some cardboard boxes around me. I am moving. I'm leaving Cambridge in 3 weeks, moving full-time down to London. The new studio is coming along there. The floor went in yesterday. I'm super excited about getting down there, but more to come on that later. Let's talk though about this superb Signature Alto. You can see here, as I do the unboxing, we get another phenomenal case from Selmer. I really am enjoying, particularly with Selmer and other top name brands, how much attention they are paying to the case that your saxophone comes in, because that's what we carry it around in. It's, you know, it matters. It's how we travel with it, and especially if you're paying for a premium saxophone, you ought to get a premium saxophone case, and I believe this is definitely a premium saxophone case. It's sort of semi-shaped. It's a clam case. My kind of one bugbear is that it is a zip case. I may have mentioned before, but I've had some very, very bad experiences with zipped cases before. My beautiful 1937 balanced action, I may have mentioned it in this vlog way back. I was doing some piano practice. Someone said, should we go down the pub? I thought I'd zip the case because I put the saxophone back into the case, but hadn't zipped the case. Lifted the case onto my back, the saxophone fell on the floor. So I am not a fan of zipped cases, simply because of my own stupidity, I guess. But I do really like this case. I like the way the pockets are there. It's lightweight. I really like, let me put the Alto down. It's just a great sort of thumbnail shot to have the Alto here. I really like this pocket at the back here. I don't think it comes out on the thing, where you could, I guess, put your iPad or something else like that, you know, particularly if you're carrying your music around, and it's just very, very well thought out. Someone has really spent some time thinking about what a perfect saxophone case should be, and they're getting there. So let's talk about this signature model, and let's play it for you. I have to say, in the time I've been playing it, I've found it, I've mostly been doing classical saxophone because effectively that's all I really play on alto. I have to admit that my alto, my Yanagisawa alto, is sitting here in its case, and I haven't touched it for nearly a month, which is bad, but things have been so busy. I've been doing my tenor practice a lot. To be honest, at the minute, 98% of my practice is on tenor. I'm not going through touching my soprano or my alto, which I should be doing, but I will be when the new studio starts. That's kind of my thing about everything. When the new studio starts, this will get done. When the new studio starts, this will get done. When I'm in the new studio, yeah. I've managed to split the reed. I managed to split a Ven reed just going for that altissimo now. That's not a good sign for the Ven reed, especially as the previous ones have lasted a long time. It works really well as a jazz horn. What I'm loving about these new Selmers, the Supreme and this one, is if you want to go and get a Mark 6 or a balanced action, you're going to go and get one anyway, aren't you? If you're getting a modern Selmer seem to have got to the conclusion, and they haven't spoken to me about this, but this is the thing I'm reaching, where it's kind of like, do you know what? They're going to make the best tool for the job, and it's up to you how you then play it. You know, if you get a Mark 6, you're not really going to play a lot of classical saxophone on that. But if you have something like this, which is showing you the jazz, I'm going to show you some classical in a minute, it just seems to, it's all there. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like the ultimate saxophone tool. Now, sadly, almost all of my classical repertoire has been packed. I do have some on my iPad, so, just snap that reed on the iPad case. Having fun with reeds today. So, I'm not a classical saxophonist, not anymore at least, if I ever was, but I'd like to dabble, and that horn there, the Signature Series, really is giving me, it's not quite for me got that depth of the Supreme, but you're not paying the Supreme price, it's just got the control, and I just had the tuner on there just to double check my ears, and you know, the intonation is absolutely fantastic. So I think if you're looking, I think this horn is for someone who is, you know, going off to music college, who needs to have an instrument that's going to be able to give them a wide breadth, because as you can hear, I hope, it can play jazz really, really well, it can play classical supremely well, it can cover probably some avant-garde stuff. I'll have a go in a minute before we sign off film today, but you've got this wide, and what you need is the best tool for the job, and this is a phenomenal tool for the job. The good thing, again, as I've said before, what I'm always looking for in an instrument is an instrument I don't really notice, because it's enabling me to get the sound out that I want. If I notice the instrument too much when I'm playing music, it's in the way and it's failing in its job. The instrument's job is to allow me, as a musician, to produce that music. That's what I'm aiming for, without getting too deep and philosophical. I promised some avant-garde. Let's see what it can do. I don't even know what this Selmer mouthpiece can do with avant-garde. I've not really played much avant-garde alto before. Couple of things I haven't pointed out that Selmer have mentioned on their materials. You've got this strengthened silver neck, which apparently helps with how the seal of the neck goes into the main body of the horn. It's extra weighted, which apparently makes a difference. He's making a difference, it feels good. What I did like, and I did sort of draw your attention to on the unboxing, this octave key mechanism apparently has Teflon in it. So if you wanted to make a fried egg, you could do that at the same time. In all seriousness, the Teflon is to quieten down the octave mechanism, and I have to say, Admittedly, I play a vintage horn, but this is the quietest octave mechanism I have ever heard. I bet you can't even hear that on the camera mic. It is really quiet. Barely audible, which is what you want. The action on it is pretty amazing. Yeah, as I say, I don't notice the saxophone is there, which is what you want. Palm keys are in great positions. Ergonomically, it's a really, really well thought out saxophone. Low notes come out really, really well. I didn't hit some of my altissimos. I was trying to altissimos. Yeah, I was trying to hit on some of the jazz stuff. That's probably just because I was going for tenor fingerings. I need to go for alto fingerings. But on the whole, I am really, really impressed with this saxophone. Well done, Selmer. You have set the bar again. If you've got a Series 2, this is a nice little upgrade to it. If you're on a Supreme, this probably isn't going to be what you want to get. But I would say if you're on a mid-range Japanese horn at the moment, or another kind of Asian horns, we're not going to all those, this is definitely going to be an upgrade for you, and something you should seriously consider if you're going to wanting to play a Mark 6, because your heroes play Mark 6s. You ain't going to swap this. You probably ain't going to swap a Mark 6 for this, but if you've got a broader range and broader repertoire that you need to play, and you're serious about making music, and just not having a Mark 6 doesn't have that thing for you, or a thing, then this is thing. And I speak to someone who has a Mark 6 and plays a Mark 6 every day. But this is a fantastic saxophone. Well done, Selmer.